What's up, Steelers Nation? As always, our Pittsburgh Steelers are striving to improve every single day, pushing for the kind of results that make us proud to bleed black and gold. But with the NFL season heating up and playoff dreams within reach, big questions about our future, particularly at quarterback, are making headlines. Before we dive in, smash that like button, subscribe if you're not already part of the family, and let's get into this loaded discussion about the Steelers' QB room, playoff hopes, and more. Coming off a tough loss to the Cleveland Browns, the Steelers are gearing up to face the Cincinnati Bengals in Week 13. Despite sitting atop the AFC North with a one-game lead, the chatter around the league is all about doubts. Critics are questioning if Pittsburgh can sustain its playoff trajectory after the stumble. Let's clear something up. Even after snapping a 5-game win streak, the Steelers hold a 5-0 record against winning teams this season. That's elite. So why all the noise about playoff hopes being in trouble? The loss against Cleveland exposed some areas for improvement, sure, but it doesn't spell doom. Another subplot grabbing attention is George Pickens. Reports surfaced about an altercation involving Pickens in Week 12. While multiple sources confirm he won't face suspension, his discipline is under the microscope. Pickens has been a game-changer on the field, but this isn't his first run-in with controversy. If something like this happens again, the Steelers' patience may wear thin. For now, the focus is on keeping him locked in and making sure his immense talent continues to shine. What do you think, Steelers fans? Is Pickens a future star, or is this off-field noise something to worry about long-term? Now, let's tackle the elephant in the room, the Steelers' quarterback situation. Entering the 2024 season, Pittsburgh made headlines by rolling with a trio of quarterbacks, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, and Kyle Allen, all signed to one-year deals. Here's how the season has played out. Justin Fields started the first 6 games, going 4-2 while Wilson recovered from a calf injury. Fields impressed as both a passer and a runner, completing 65.8% of his passes for 1,106 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 interception, while adding 274 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground. Russell Wilson, since returning in Week 7, has led the Steelers to a 4-1 record, throwing for 1,212 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions in 5 games. Both quarterbacks have made their case, but it's becoming increasingly clear that Pittsburgh won't be able to keep both. According to Steelers insider Mark Kaboly, Fields is unlikely to re-sign with the Steelers after 2024. The reasoning? With Wilson still performing at a high level, Fields would likely be asked to return in a backup role, a scenario that doesn't align with his aspirations. Why would Fields agree to be a backup when quarterback-needy teams across the league will come calling in free agency? Kaboly said in a recent mailbag, Fields has shown enough during his starts this season to draw interest from teams looking for a dynamic, dual-threat QB. While Pittsburgh may try to keep him, the odds are that Fields will move on. At 35 years old, Wilson has proven he can still play at a high level. His leadership, poise, and ability to deliver in clutch moments have stabilized the Steelers' offense. However, questions remain about how long he can sustain this level of play. The Steelers' front office is reportedly considering a 3-year deal for Wilson. While that provides short-term security, it also signals the need for a long-term plan. That brings us to the 2025 NFL Draft. NFL draft experts, including ESPN's Todd McShay, have speculated that the Steelers could target a quarterback in the early rounds of the 2025 draft. With Fields likely departing, Pittsburgh needs a developmental prospect to groom behind Wilson. Drafting a QB would be a strategic move to secure the team's future while avoiding a complete rebuild once Wilson eventually retires. Despite the noise, the Steelers remain in control of their playoff destiny. They face a challenging schedule with divisional games against the Bengals, Ravens, and Browns, along with matchups against heavyweights like the Eagles and Chiefs. Fox Sports' Jason McIntyre recently questioned how many winnable games remain for Pittsburgh, but Steelers Nation knows better. This team thrives on adversity. Expect them to come out swinging as they look to lock down a playoff berth. The Steelers entered the 2024 season with the NFL's most expensive defense, and with names like T.J. Watt, Cameron Hayward, Alex Highsmith, and Minkah Fitzpatrick on the roster, expectations were sky-high. Fans anticipated a season full of splash plays, turnovers, and game-changing moments. However, Minkah Fitzpatrick, a player synonymous with highlight reel interceptions, hasn't snagged one since 2022. That fact alone has sparked heated debates among fans. But what if the Steelers are perfectly fine with it? In a recent discussion on KDKA's Cochrane Sports Showdown, a panel of insiders, including Bob Pompiani, Ray Fittipaldo, Brian Batko, and Chris Adamski, tackled the curious case of Fitzpatrick. They argued that Fitzpatrick's lack of splash plays isn't due to a slump or misuse. It's part of the Steelers' carefully crafted defensive formula. They want him playing deep. The idea is that with Minkah patrolling the secondary, opposing quarterbacks are forced to think twice about where they throw. It might not be flashy, but it's effective, and the Steelers' 8-3 record speaks for itself. Batko chimed in, calling it a catch-22. Sure, having Minkah in deep coverage reduces his opportunities to make jaw-dropping interceptions, but it also amplifies his impact in ways that are harder to measure. By anchoring the backfield, he opens up opportunities for his teammates, allowing them to make plays. While Fitzpatrick's stats this year, 61 tackles, 1 forced fumble, and 2 passes defended, may seem modest compared to his 6-interception campaign in 2022, they highlight a shift in how the Steelers are using him. 6 different defensive backs on this team have an interception this season. Sure, Minkah's name isn't on that list yet, but his presence has fundamentally changed how offenses approach the Steelers. That's the kind of impact that doesn't always show up in the box score. It's worth mentioning that Fitzpatrick is still a tackling machine, ranking 3rd on the team. His contributions extend beyond interceptions to include critical tackles and forcing offenses to play conservatively. After a tough Week 12 loss to the Cleveland Browns, some fans started sounding the alarm bells about the Steelers' defense. Slow starts have plagued the team all season, leading to tight finishes that leave fans on edge. But Steelers insiders aren't pressing the panic button. Instead, they're pointing to the offense as the real area in need of improvement. Sustaining drives, scoring touchdowns instead of settling for field goals, and giving the defense time to rest are key to unlocking the full potential of this team. With leaders like Cam Hayward and Russell Wilson in the locker room, this team isn't going to unravel after one tough loss. They'll rally, adjust, and come back stronger. What we're seeing this season is a Steelers defense evolving to meet the demands of the modern NFL. Fitzpatrick's role is emblematic of that shift, less about individual stats and more about creating opportunities for the entire unit. This approach has paid off. The Steelers rank among the league leaders in takeaways and interceptions, even if Fitzpatrick hasn't been the one directly collecting them. The defense's success is a testament to the team-first mentality instilled by the coaching staff. Alright, Steelers fans, let's hear it from you. What do you think about the future of our quarterback room? Is drafting a young QB the right move? Should we prioritize keeping Wilson for the next few years? And where do you see Justin Fields landing in 2025? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive Steelers content. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, go Steelers! The Steelers' quarterback situation is a fascinating puzzle, and as the season progresses, all eyes will be on Pittsburgh to see how they navigate these critical decisions. One thing is for sure, the road ahead promises plenty of excitement for Steelers Nation.